Yeah, so this is a Taroscope with the cards. I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but just know that the big data and the micro-targeting and the social media lined up together. And for picking out a shooter and Donald. It's sickening. So, when I do the new moon in Gemini on Friday, I think we're going to start around 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. This kind of stuff falls in line with what we need to start intending and collectively wishing about to get a foothold on this. When I do this new moon reading on Friday, I'm going to have a list of new moon wishes that I would like for you guys to write out collectively, we as Americans. You still get to use your new moon wishing power. These are going to be suggested wishes. They're going to relate to things like this and data and transparency and corruption and falsehoods and lying and facts and media and publishing. We need to get our hands on this. This new moon is ripe for those things for us working together. I will go in more detail about that, but as we are dovetailing off of this new moon in Taurus that was so important, the most important new moon, probably of this century, of your lifetimes, because of the placement of Uranus. It is still very active. It's going to have tremendous influence on this new moon in Gemini and how we're using this energy for this next lunation while Venus is weak. She's retrograde. We have 6 planets retrograde. In June, we have eclipses, and then Mars goes retrograde. June is nasty. It's bad. June into July is nasty. So I hope that all of you join me this Friday. And even though I'm at the end of this Taroscope, I'm going to insert this clip at the beginning to make sure you all hear. We have to get ahead of this. Remember, no slack. Keep taking your vitamins, you guys. You want your body ready to go, okay? Respiration, things that are good for your lungs. I don't know why, but your omega-3s, your heart-healthy fatty acids, screaming through because of the brain, duh. Yes, all the brain stuff, essential fatty acids, your fish oils, your flax oils, and others. Blueberries are coming to mind. Salmon just popped in my head. Feed your brain, feed your nervous system, feed your lungs, eucalyptus, diffuse essential oils. We're going to see COVID-19 hit a different population probably this next month who have compromised lungs, respiration, or their Mercury is in square to these lunations, which would be the mutable signs. Okay, see you Friday. Enjoy the rest of this reading. Thanks. Hi, friends. Again, I wasn't planning to do a reading tonight. I have major packing to get done. We're in the final stretch here. But there was a mass incident in Arizona. A senator there tweeted that he just saw it happen. So this is for the West Gate in Glendale, Arizona. The local time is 9:38 p.m. I was just going to do a Taroscope so I could have this for my records, but 2 things already standing out right now to me on the importance of what's happened here. First of all, Sagittarius 29 degrees on the ascendant. Sagittarius is the sign, basically, for Putin. Because Sagittarius is a natural ruler here of the 9th house. I call it Putin's house because it lands far away. He directs a lot of stuff that happens here in the United States. So I'm already saying this was Putin's doing. 29 degrees, that is an anaretic degree. We're at a final ending here. Not only are we in the balsamic moon of this Taurus lunar cycle, the 29 degree mark in Sagittarius, I think, is very symbolic because Putin's at the end of his game. The card that I drew here for the first house of identity, of just what happened. This is a very impersonal astrology. It's not even a tarot, but just the astrology cards that I lay on the outside. It's very impersonal. I just want a description of what happened. First house of identity, we have Virgo. I analyze how many times this brings total new meaning to me with that Hermit card in the tarot. It's not just investigation, it is micro-targeting. Finding a person, finding a place, finding a victim. I don't know if you recall this at the last quarter moon in Washington, D.C. I said I was very concerned. This was the last, what date is this? Thursday, May 14th, when I did that last reading. I told you guys I had concerns about this lunation because on the ascendant we had Cancer 23. I was worried because the United States, we hadn't seen a lunation with this 23rd degree mark on the ascendant since I've been doing this since the past year. And it worried me because the only time I saw this 23 degree mark was when we saw lunations when there were major activities happening abroad. For example, when General Soleimani was killed, this was on the ascendant locally. When the Saudi oil field was hit by a drone, this was on the ascendant. And also when, I can't remember the other attack right now, but there was another one. And this bothered me because this 23, 24 degree mark is opposite Pluto, life, death. And we have Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto here. This is we the people. It's the opposition. It's the open adversary. And here, two other things happened. We have this incident in Westgate. There was an explosion last weekend. I thought was very fitting of this. It was in LA. It was a massive explosion. They related it to some sort of oil leak. I want to say not hemp oil, but it was like another natural occurring oil like that. Oil is ruled by the planet Neptune in Pisces. And here we have this planet ruling over oil-based explosion in the 9th house, Putin's house, lands far away. And then there was also another pew, pew, pew that happened, I can't even remember, was it in Kentucky? Somewhere, and it might have been at a hospital. I don't know. But there was another mass event that did not get reported. Okay, I have had enough of this administration. This is Putin's fingerprints all over the place. I laid out this Taroscope. There are so many overlaying factors from the Washington, D.C. quarter moon chart. I'm just so done. First of all, on the ascendant, now this Taroscope, this is the event in Arizona. This is Washington, D.C. last week. On the ascendant, we have Pluto. Oh, how about that? Look at that lineup. So Pluto in Arizona, this incident, Pluto, transformation, that rules life and death. Pluto in the quarter moon chart was right here on the descendant, the most powerful part. Usually when you have Venus right on the descendant, like Pluto is here, see how close it is to the descendant, 23 degrees, 24 minutes. Pluto is 24 degrees, 54 minutes. It's within a 1 degree of this descendant. If you are going to watch a horse race and that horse has their Venus conjunct the descendant, that horse is going to win that race. That's how potent this point is right on the cusp. So here in this chart, Pluto has extraordinary power close to the descendant. Life and death. You throw in Saturn with an authoritarian regime and Jupiter in between blowing it up. It's not a good combination for people. So in Washington, D.C., the ascendant was Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Here's match number 1. Virgo, I analyze. Looking for a shooter. Ooh, good news. Like a Page of Cups, willing to do that. In the 12th house of secrets, hidden enemies, we have Taurus, the sign of Taurus. I have. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is retrograde right now. She's not strong, so a lot of money news is going to be coming out because she can't defend herself. This is the one time I will tell you I am enjoying this Venus retrograde because it is just clobbering Donald and everyone else. By the way, this Gemini new moon, like the Taurus new moon, this Gemini new moon is going to be one of the most important Gemini new moons, perhaps of your lifetime, because it's riding high on this Uranian energy in Taurus. Taurus is causing a lot of upheaval already for several reasons. But anyway, I digress. So Taurus, I have in the DC chart, Uranus was there. Sudden, unexpected events, turbulence. In Arizona, in the 11th house of hopes, wishes, and friends. In Arizona, the Mercury, the mind. Mercury is Donald's ruler, is a Gemini. Nothing really here. Well, Mercury is right there. Well, Mercury's right there in the 11th house, near the sun, the president. In the 10th house, this gets interesting. What's crowning Arizona? What's in the skies above? 4th house, the roots. The 4th house, the natural ruler is the moon. The 4th house is one's defenses, one's security. So in the skies above Arizona, there's no security. It's very insecure. And what happened at the quarter moon, this chart, Putin's house, he drew here the 4th house, roots, the defense of the United States. See? Down here. Oh, there's death. This light blue I think might be, I don't know what that's for. Oh, Taurus, I have 8 of Wands. That's speed. Okay, this makes sense. So there is supposed to be attack because the 8 of Wands is associated with flying ammunition. So here we have a mutual reception again. Here we go. Putin also, the 9th house, has the 1st house of the body. Here. He drew them both here for right here. This is the health of the body. So this actually in the 9th house lands far away matches what was drawn in Washington, D.C. on May 14th. What's this 1st house, the body, is the 8th house in Arizona. Shared resources. So Putin is sharing resources here in Arizona. Because in lands far away, look what the perfect card, Sagittarius. I told you Sagittarius has been my Putin card because of his fanaticism. This is the card of the sign of faith, religion, higher thinking. When you get people who get too extreme with their philosophies and their belief systems, that's what creates fanaticism. Lands far away. So now we've got a match here to the quarter moon over Washington, D.C. In the 7th house of partnerships, open adversaries. Oh, Arizona, 7th house partners. This event happened because of a partnership. Washington, D.C. Oh, they drew the Libra card. Libra, I balance, is the ruler of the 7th house. Libra is the astrological sign of partnerships. It's a total match. Libra rules the 7th house of partnerships. Another match. In Arizona, we have the North Node at 29 degrees. This was destined. This is the way public servants are moving towards. There's Mercury, Donald's ruler. There's Venus, that is retrograde and weak. The 6th house, locally, they drew, 12th house escape. The local politicians, the people there, people on the ground, this represents public servants, investigations, military. They all want to escape. Really, Arizona governor, you want to escape? Is there bad news coming? Has literally a shot been fired to get your attention, to pay attention that you will comply with Donald? This is the Russian mafia. Oh, the 6th house. South Node. Life's debts. You're going to pay with your life. That is Putin's justice for the 10 of Wands for fixing all of your elections. And now the public servants in Arizona want to escape. About time. 5th house of the sun. Oh, look, the sun is in the 5th house. Represents the president, the local leaders. In Arizona, they have Mercury retrograde, reinvention. We're going to reinvent ourselves, reinvent who I am as a leader because what I'm doing is not working. 5th house in Washington, D.C. Grand Cross, provoker, fighting in defense. The vertex is an opening, taking an advantage of an opportunity. Oh, look, it's in the sign of Sagittarius. Putin. Putin has got to go. Oh, God. Okay, so 4th house, below the horizon. This is your clan, your home, your roots, how you defend yourself, how you nourish yourself, how you feel secure and protected at home. The moon, which rules this house, symbolizes a mother-child relationship, protection. It's there. 13 degrees Taurus, it had passed Uranus, that explosive planet of unexpected events, which is in square over here to Saturn in the 1st house. So 4th house in Arizona, they have Leo, I will. Some dude is like, I'm going to do this. Washington, D.C., the 4th house, self-defense, death. Taurus says, I have. And that Taurus is right here in the House of Secrets of Arizona. In the 3rd house of communications in Arizona. 5th house, creativity. This is Donald reinventing himself again. The 5th house has to do with the sun and children and love. This is the communications. We have Neptune, the planet of deception, in hard square to Mercury, Venus. I was worried about this. Third house. Oh, hey, Rebecca. Mercer, Queen of Pentacles, with data. I just read on her that she had another op where she was over here, and that might have been the one after the first quarter moon, but that is worth taking a look at. Data. Oh, Page of Cups. Hey, I need a Page of Cups. Let's be creative with data. Second house over Arizona. Income gains, values. We have Cancer. I feel. Cancer, I am feeling really afraid right now. I'm feeling trigger happy. I'm feeling like tonight's the night. Quarantine, they just relaxed their quarantine rules 2 weeks ago. What do we have? Second house of gains, income, money. Saturn, the truth. There's Leo. Ace of Swords is an op. Russian strength. In the first house again, Virgo, I analyze. I'm micro-targeting, looking for a shooter. It's all related. I haven't even gotten to the tarot. This is just the astrology cards. It already makes sense.